This day, July 23rd, 2023, we, the Defense and Security Forces, meeting within the National Council for the Safeguard of the Homeland, have decided to put an end to the regime you know.
In a stunning turn of events, the West African nation of Niger has been thrust into the global spotlight as military forces allegedly attempted to seize power from the government.
We begin the day with the possibility of war in Niger still very much on the table.
But what lies beneath the surface? What are the real motives driving this unprecedented chaos? As the situation unfolds, conflicting reports flood the media, leaving millions puzzled and concerned. Who are the key players behind this coup attempt? In this video, we're going to break down what exactly is happening in Niger, why it matters not just for the country, but for the whole region, and what the potential consequences could be. So let's get started. Niger is a country located in West Africa, known for its diverse culture, history, and vast mineral resources. Geographically, it is the largest country in West Africa. Economically, it is rich in uranium, producing 7% of all global supplies. The radioactive metal looms so large in the country's economy. So, the foreign powers always had an interest in Niger's natural resources. However, Niger's people consistently rank as having the lowest standards of life anywhere in the world. On July 28, 2023, Mohamed Bazoum was overthrown and held captive by members of his own guard. A group of soldiers appeared on the country's national television a few hours after the president had been detained. A colonel named Amadou Abdrahmani announced, "We have decided to put an end to the regime that you know due to the..."
Cela fait suite à la dégradation continue de la situation sécuritaire, la mauvaise gouvernance économique et sociale.
The coup leader, General Abdourahmane Chiani, was named the new state head. The military group dissolved the government, suspended the constitution, and imposed a curfew. The soldiers also warned against any foreign intervention. The international community responded quickly on the matter. Many countries and organizations, including the African Union and the United Nations, condemned the coup and called for a return to civilian rule.
We are gravely concerned about the developments in Niger. We strongly support the democratically elected President Bazoum, and we condemn in the strongest terms any efforts to seize power by force and disrupt the constitutional order.
The coup in Niger happened due to the political, social, and economic factors that created dissatisfaction with the civilian government. President Bazoum has only been in power for 2 years, and his 2021 election win was widely accepted. He came to power on a promise to improve the country's security, invest in education, and fight corruption. Though Niger, like many other West African nations, had suffered from poor economic growth, Bazoum's government worked towards improvements in education and public health, as well as the security and economic outlooks compared with neighbors like Mali and Burkina Faso. Despite all these facts, tensions between the civilian government and the military had been uprising for quite some time. There were widespread allegations of corruption and mismanagement within the civilian government. This eroded public trust and spread frustration among the population. Politically, Niger is a crucial ally of Western countries in the fight against insurgency in the region. Niger is a key part of the African region known as the Sahel, a belt of land that stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Red Sea. The area is plagued by jihadists and beset by military regimes. Western nations had looked to Niger as an embarkment against further disorder and spreading Russian influence in the region. In 2019, the US opened an airbase in Niger despite protests. France has about 1,500 troops in the country. It hosts French and US military bases and is seen as a key partner in the fight against Islamist insurgents. In fact, the US State Department describes Niger as important and a reliable counterterrorism partner against various Islamist groups like Islamic State or Al-Qaeda. However, the large number of foreign military troops and bases in the country has not been well received by the military. The Nigerian military leadership and some influential individuals in the country denounce the increase in foreign forces. They believe this undermines them. Niger has been dealing with security challenges for years, including the presence of extremist groups in the region. The Sahel region has been turbulent and unstable for quite a while, and its democracy is currently in threat. Violent Islamist groups have become strong by controlling territory and conducting attacks in the tri-border region between Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. And Niger started to become isolated from its neighbors. The civilian government's handling of these challenges has raised concerns about military effectiveness. This fragile security situation helped Niger's military in their uprising and taking over the government. However, Niger was handling the insurgencies far better than Mali and Burkina Faso. The growing concern has led some people to believe that only military crackdowns can solve the problem, and the coup seems to enjoy the growing popularity among the mass people. General Abdurrahmane Chiani is blaming Bazoum's governance for failing to deal with the violent Islamist extremism, and he assured that military leaders can present themselves as a strong security alternative in unstable and violent nations. Well, now let's look at what it has to do with Russia and Wagner. Just like the Islamist activities, the Wagner groups, who are active somewhere else in the region, have been seen as exercising influence in Niger. Some supporters of the coup have been seen waving the Russian flag alongside that of Niger. Before the coup, President Bazoum had complained of disinformation campaigns by Wagner against his government, and there is little doubt that Wagner, which has exploited mineral resources in other African countries to fund its operations, would like to do the same in Niger. So now there are concerns that Niger's new leadership could move away from its Western allies and closer to Russia. If it does, it would follow in the footsteps just like Burkina Faso and Mali. The international community has expressed concern about the coup. The U.S. Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, has called for the president's immediate release. The Economic Community of West African States said that there had been an attempt to seize power by force in the West African country. ECOWAS has asked the coup to free the democratically elected president of the republic immediately and without any condition. France also described the unfolding events as an attempted power grab. Sanctions were imposed and diplomatic efforts were initiated to press for a peaceful resolution. While the coup overtook the democratically elected president and held as captive, hundreds of protesters gathered in the capital Niamey in support of Bazoum. Presidential guards fired warning shots to block their advance when protesters were about to get closer to the presidential palace. Around 400 protesters were seen later on Wednesday, some holding photos of Bazoum and signs saying, "No to the destabilization of the Republic's institutions." Although it has so far been a bloodless coup, but the consequences are still catastrophic for Niger and for the region. The coup leaders have suspended the constitution and closed Niger's borders. But it isn't really clear yet what the long-term plan is. In Mali and Burkina Faso, the coup leaders blamed France for the illness of those countries. The coup leaders are looking to Russia for support and accepting support from the Wagner group. Wagner's boss, Yevgeny Prigozhin, has already offered Niger's new leaders the support of his men,
and reached out to the Russian-based Wagner group for security help,
praising the coup as an anti-colonial struggle. We will have to wait to see how things go, but it is clear that this coup could deal a serious setback to U.S. interests in the region. But above all, it is a terrible blow to Niger's efforts at building a stable democratic country and stability that could better the lives of the people living in one of the world's poorest countries. What might be the way forward for Niger? Well, the situation is complex, and there's no clear answer. The international community could play a crucial role by encouraging meetings between the military and civilian leaders to find a peaceful and democratic solution. The ultimate goal should be ensuring stability, democracy, and the well-being of the Nigerian people. So that's for today. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our upcoming videos. Until next time, take care and stay informed. If you want to learn more about global events and important issues, check out our other videos on this channel. And remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.